Hello, my little crafty monsters. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody is fabulous. So, in today's fabulous tutorial, are you guys ready? Because we're going to start the Valentines. Hello, for all you lovers out there. And just so you guys know, so some of you guys may or may not be single this Valentine. But just know that if you are single, Valentine is not about couples, boo-boo. See, that's where everybody is getting it confused. It's not about couples. It's actually about love, period. You know, growing up, my mom, throughout my whole entire life, she used to buy me and my brother a little heart chocolate from C's Candy. And she would buy that for us every year, and my sister too. I think she was giving her stuff for a while until my sister got a little bit older and stuff. But she did that because we were her Valentines. Valentine Day is about love. It's about friends. It's about family. It's about lovers. It's about crushes. It's the time that you guys could be stalkers and send your crush flowers, and you could dare to send them a Valentine card. Oh, and if you make the Valentine card yourself, that's just a little bit more personal, right, boo-boo? Anywho. So, like I said, Valentine is not only for couples. It's for everybody, right? It's just for love. It's love, you know? Love your family, love your friends. It's just about love. So anyway, in today's tutorial, we are going to be making, are you ready? You guys like my shirt? Miguel bought me this shirt. It's my Valentine. It's the love of my life. And he bought me this shirt, the Golden Girls, because I love the Golden Girls. Who doesn't, right? But anyway, we're not talking about that. Anyway, so are you guys ready? We are going to be making this little mailbox. How cute is this? So this will go sitting on the table like this. You can make this for your kids to take to school so that they could collect all of their little Valentines. We're going to make a few of them. This is not going to be the only style. I'm going to make a lot of other ones. Well, I'm not going to say a lot because it's only going to be like 3 other ones that I'm going to make. Maybe 4, depending on how good my little crafty monsters are. But anyway, we're going to be making a few... Whoa. Focus. There you go. But anyway, we're going to be making a few styles, okay? So this one is a heart, okay? And it's this thick, right? The little slot is right here. So we can go ahead and get our homemade little Valentine cards and just slide them in there, right? Slide those little bad boys in there, you know? Bueno, ¿cómo está? All right, you guys thought you saw it all, right? So this is it. And then when you want to retrieve your little Valentine, you just open it up and voila, there are all your Valentines. Did you see that? What? So anyway, we're gonna get down to business, boo-boo, and we're gonna make this little bad boy. So we'll see you guys in a bit. Hola, my little crafty monster. So right here we're going to use a recycled box from some French pizzas from yours truly, Mr. Chubba. Some tacky glue, scissors, pencil, eraser, ruler, and some DSP paper, and some hot glue. I didn't show it here. This is the recycled cardboard. And basically, so we don't really have an idea. We don't know what we're doing. We're just going as we go. And right here, I'm just trying to measure out how big I want the actual box to be. And this is going to be the heart that I'm going to draw. This is just to show you guys that you guys don't need a die or you don't need any special machines to cut a template out for you. Just go ahead and draw it freehand and then cut it out and use that as a template. This is going to be the actual large heart. Don't go throw away this template after you use it because you will need it to make a smaller heart for the heart that's going to go inside of our box. And so now we're going to just pick the DSP paper that we're going to be basically using. And I want this one with the big red hearts. And so that's going to be the main focus. remember, whatever DSP paper you guys use, this is going to be the main focus. So I'm actually tracing on the back part so you don't see any pencil marks, just in case. And so you're going to need 2 of these on the DSP paper and 2 of these on a cardboard or any chipboard that you're going to be using. Just something that's a little bit more sturdier than the DSP paper. This is just going to give it a little bit more stability for when you start building your little mailbox, your heart mailbox. And so, like I said, we're going to use these 2 plus the 2 cardboards, and we're going to go ahead and glue these on top of the cardboard. And this is just basically going to cover it. Now, if the edges are not perfect, don't worry about it, you guys, because at the end of this little process, we're going to go ahead and cover it up with decorations, and you won't even really notice. Right here, I'm using a string just to know just exactly how big of a DSP paper I'm going to use. And if you're off by like an inch or 2, that's okay, because you will need to make an extra piece either way so that it'll flap over to close. The heart I'm making is 5.5, and the middle strip is basically going to be 23 inches and a half. And that's going to be 23.5 inches by 3 inches. And that's that long piece that's going to basically shape the heart. And then you're going to need a smaller heart that's basically going to be anywhere from 4.5 to 5.25. However, I really think that we need to focus on the 4.5 because 5.25 is still too big. And you might even just want to do a 4-inch heart, because you want to make sure that it's basically going to close and open freely without getting disturbed. This is basically that cardboard that I'm going to be using. This is some leftover cardboard from a cat house that I built. If you guys haven't seen that, you guys should definitely check that out. But this is just leftover cardboard, and so we're going to basically use that. I'm trying to cut out all the excess cardboard, so when I use the scissors, I won't have to maneuver the scissors too much, because it's kind of hard. But this part is kind of hard, I mean seriously, to cut with scissors unless you cut it with a razor blade. But I wanted to use the scissors, so I cut it as close as I possibly can. And then now I'm going to use the scissors to go ahead and cut right on the line so that I could get the actual shape. And so you could do this with chipboard, or you could do it with like a cereal box, or even that little pizza box if you have some extra. Definitely use that. But you want to use something that's a little bit more sturdier, just FYI. And so even if it's a little bit bigger or slightly smaller or whatever, don't worry, we're going to go ahead and cut that and make it into size once we glue that DSP paper on top of that. So just go ahead and keep cutting this, and go ahead and start gluing your little DSP paper on top of your cardboard, so that right here you could go ahead and let it start to dry. Now this is the part where if your cardboard has like a logo or something, this is the part where you could go ahead and cover it. However, I completely forgot, and now there's a big old Home Depot logo in the inside of this cardboard. But anyway, on this one I did remember, so we're going to go ahead and cover that up. Then right here, we're just going to use that cardboard to go ahead, that recycled box, to go ahead and measure out a strip that's 3 inches by 23.5. And I'm going to go ahead and use my ruler and try to measure out 23.5 inches. And then we're going to go ahead and try to see how much of a width we need. So I'm going to cut off these little tabs, because these tabs are just basically getting in the way, and it'll be easier to work with a longer straight cardboard than with all these little extra tabs on it. So we're going to just cut this off because we don't need it, and then all the little side tabs. We're basically just going to use that middle part to cut out the piece that we're going to need for the heart. And I'm actually using this thin chipboard, this box, because it's going to be easier to basically shape and maneuver when when you start to try to shape the heart part of it. And so I'm going to use a yardstick to measure out that 23 inches because the rulers I have offhand are not that big, but the yardstick is. So right here I'm just measuring out where 3 inches is from the edge of the cardboard, and then I'm going to use my yardstick to go ahead and measure that out and cut it. And that's basically how we're going to go ahead and do this. Like I said, we don't have no instructions, nothing. This was just going off the top of my head, and I'm trying to, figure out how they did it. So you just need to cut out this little strip. And this is the strip that we're going to use as the main base for our little mailbox. After we go ahead and cut this, we want to go ahead and cut our DSP paper to this size, to the 3 inches. And then we're going to basically have to glue 2 pieces on this part because obviously the paper is only 11.5 inches. No, is it? It's 11 inches. So it's not long enough. So we will need to use 2 pieces. On this part, since this is going to basically be the inside part, there's going to be a gap on the top part of this little strip that I'm not going to cover with DSP paper. But you don't really have to worry about it because that's going to be that arch part of the heart, and it's going to be the inside part of it, so nobody's going to really see that. So if you do have this little gap right there that I'm measuring, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and cover the other side because the other side is important because it's the outer part of your box. So this inside part, don't worry, nobody's going to really see that part. But on this one, yes, definitely cover that little section off because it is going to be visible. Right here, just go ahead and put glue anywhere in the seams if it's actually, not sticking well. And then this is the part where you could go ahead and cut off any excess paper because you want that heart to get in contact with the cardboard because that's where it's actually going to grip onto, not the DSP paper. You want it to grip onto the cardboard so that it's going to be a sturdy mailbox. And then once you got this done, then basically you're almost there, guys. So all I'm doing is I'm just basically curving this part with the edge of the desk, and I'm trying to make it curve so that when I start to shape it, into the heart. See, this is the part where I was telling you nobody's going to see that part. So that's going to be the first part that you glue. And make sure that your hot glue gun is basically heating, because this is that part where you need it to be heated. And so basically, like I said, you want that paper or that cardboard to be arched, so that when you're basically shaping the heart, it's going to be a lot easier for it to bend and to curve into the areas that you need it to be curving. Um, it kind of makes it hard with the DSP paper and the cardboard, but it is manageable. You will be able to do it. So now we're just going to go ahead and start gluing. Well, before we glue, actually, this is the part where we're going to go ahead and cut that little slit. And this is going to be the part where you're going to allow, that little open part so that people could put in your little Valentines or whatever it is that you want to store into this box, if it's not necessarily for cards. But if you are doing this for your kids so that they could take to school, you definitely want this little slit to be open. And then this is the part where you're going to start to kind of bend, and then you start to glue it and do like little sections. Don't try to glue this whole entire piece all at one time. It's going to be very impossible because the glue will start to harden. So you definitely want to take your time. Take your time, guys. Remember, this is supposed to be fun. So take your time and make sure that you glue the heart onto the actual cardboard part of this strip really, really good so that it's secure. This is also the part where I'm going to go ahead and draw the smaller heart. This is going to be that inner heart that's going to be in the inside of this. Once you open it, you guys will definitely see there's another heart that comes out in the inside. And you want this heart to be at least 4 inches because you want it to be a lot smaller. This has to be able to go in and out of that big heart without getting stuck or without having any trouble. And then this is the part where you're going to go ahead and trace it out of the DSP paper, because you need 2 of the DSP papers of this size, and you also need 2 cardboards. Same thing like we did to the big heart. It's the same step, just a smaller heart. Right here, you're just going to make sure that, like I said, you're gluing the cardboard part of the heart onto the actual cardboard of that strip, just so that it gets a really good hold. Because if you just do it on the paper itself, paper to paper, the paper might rip because the papers are pretty thin. So you basically want to make sure that you're grabbing the cardboard so that the cardboard will hold a little bit better. So you definitely want to do that. So this is that extra strip that you're going to need to attach to the top part of the heart, so that this is where you're going to attach the magnets or the Velcro, whatever it is, the type of closure that you're going to use, this is where you're going to attach them to. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and use Velcro, and that small strip for the closure, I'll go ahead and put the measurements on that right here on the screen. And you just want to go ahead and hot glue that to close that little gap down. And then we're going to go ahead and attach the hearts. And then once we attach the hearts, then we'll attach the closure, and we will basically be completely done with this, other than the fact that you have to decorate it. But for the most part, the construction part of this is going to be completely done. So all we're doing is we're just going to go ahead and reinforce that little strip by putting hot glue on the inside of it, and then that's basically it. That part, you don't want to glue that, because that part's going to be the flap that opens and closes, so that you can go ahead and get your goodies out of there. And those small hearts, this is the part where we're going to go ahead and glue that onto the strip. But the thing is that it's kind of hard, because I'm trying to bend that point, because you want that to be a sharp point so that the shape of the heart will be perfect. So now at this point, what we're going to basically do is we're going to go ahead and start gluing those little hearts onto the inside part. And you want to make sure that you don't put them too close to the edge, because you want that bigger heart to be able to lay comfortable on that little edge part of the strip. So you want to put them a little bit inside. So right here, you guys just saw me putting glue on the edges on the front and the back just to secure that little heart, because there's really nothing holding it but that one strip. So I was just trying to make sure that it's secure. And then right here, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and attach the Velcro, and we're gonna go ahead and attach a ribbon so that we can go ahead and be able to pull this this little latch open and close. So right here, I'm just gonna hole punch it, and then I'm gonna put in some ribbon and some little eyelash yarn, because we are gonna use that eyelash yarn to go all around the heart as well too, which will basically hide the seams and it'll hide all the imperfections of the box. So that's why I was telling you guys, even if the edges are not perfect, don't worry, we're gonna hide them. This is the part where we're gonna start hiding them. But first, let's go ahead and do the little handle part for this little latch. And I'm gonna have to make the hole a little bit bigger because this ribbon is too thick, but I'm just putting a ribbon and a little eyelash ribbon. And right here, once you have it in there, we're just gonna go ahead and hot glue those ends into the lid, and nobody will be able to see that. Well, nobody but the actual owner of this. And so that's gonna also be strong enough to secure it for you to be able to pull it open whenever you need it to be opened. And then right here, we're gonna just go ahead and start attaching the Velcro to where we need the Velcro to be. And this, I'm gonna go ahead and use hot glue because I'm basically recycling these little Velcros. They were from a previous project that I was making that did not come out the way I wanted it. So I took them off and I saved them. And they're easy to recycle because all you have to do is just basically hot glue them. And right here, I'm gonna go ahead and attach them very softly without pushing them too much. And then I'm gonna attach that lid onto the hot glue. And that's how you're gonna be able to get that perfect alignment with the Velcro. Now this is basically the fun part. So now right here, I'm gonna go ahead and switch out the hot glue gun. We're gonna go ahead and disconnect the hot one, and we're gonna connect the low temp hot glue, because we're gonna basically be using the low temp glue to attach this eyelash yarn all around the edge of this heart. And this is basically going to, like I said, hide all of the imperfections, and it's just basically, you know, going to make it look like it's all one seamless heart. And not only that, but it's also going to give it some shimmer, and it's going to give it some little sparkle and some little extra. This is the part where you guys could get creative. You guys could add whatever you want, whatever you like, whatever you have on your stash. Basically, seriously, just use whatever you have offhand. That's what I always say. So, like I said, get creative and let those juices flow. So at this point, we're just going to go ahead and continue going all around the whole entire heart, and then also going along that little flat part of the opening. And that's also for when you close it, so you won't really notice that there's a big old gap in between the little ledge, that little door and the heart. This little eyelash yarn basically covers all of those little imperfections. So that's another plus on this. Now, if you had some red one, that would have been perfect. I just have gold and purple and some other colors that basically wouldn't have gone. I mean, they probably would have, but I really think that the gold and the red basically always remind me of Valentine. So I thought that this gold would be perfect for that. This is the part where I'm going to go ahead and do on the lid. So like I said, when you close the lid, you won't be able to see that there's really a gap in between the lid and the actual heart. This basically hides it. And then once you have all of this done, then basically all you have to do is just put some more of this little eyelash thing on the opening and then just decorate it. Right here I'm using these little rings that I got at the Dollar Tree. And you just cut out the back and then you just go ahead and glue it. These are some little hearts that I cut out. You can't really tell the shape on them, but they're hearts. And then you're just adding little, this is the part where you can get creative, have fun with it. I mean, there is no right or wrong way to decorate this. I wanted to throw in some more sparkles, so I'm going to put these little glitter hearts that I purchased at the Dollar Tree as well. that eyelash yarn too. I purchased that one at Hobby Lobby's, but I have seen that at the Dollar Tree as well. These are little foamy hearts that I purchased at the Dollar Tree too. These are supposed to mimic those little Valentine candies that are so popular around Valentine. But I'm just putting like a little bit here and there because, you know, it's just to give it a little bit more pop of color, and then also to give it a little bit more Valentine feel to it. And then after I add these little bad boys, I'm going to go ahead and add some of the little bling, because you can't have anything without bling. Come on. And these ones, I purchased them at the Dollar Tree too. They're all red. I don't know if they were Christmas ones that they just had or if they were Valentine ones, but they were all red and they were like perfect, because I said, hey, just use your razor blade to cut them because they're all in one strip. But right here, we're going to use them individually. So I use my razor blade to cut that glue strip. And we're not adding too much of them. We're just going to add here and there just to give it a little spark. And then once you're done, then now we're going to just glue the eyelash yarn around the actual little opening. And then we're basically done with this little bad boy. So if you guys make one of these, I definitely want to see what you guys come up with. I want to see the decorations, how you decorate it, all the little modifications that you guys do. That would be awesome. I hope this really inspired you guys to make one for your kids or for your grandkids or even one for yourself. Like I said, whatever you like, boo-boo. And we're basically done. This is it. Okay, so that's how simple it was to make this little bad boy. Like, honestly, I mean, seriously, we didn't know what we were doing, but we brainstormed and we pulled it together, my little crafty monsters, because you and I are a team. That's what we are, boo-boos. We are a team. So together we pulled this little bad boy together, right? I didn't know any instructions. I actually saw pictures of something like this. You know, I saw pictures of something like this and I didn't know exactly the measurements. I didn't know what I was doing or anything like that. And then I just thought to myself, hey, let's just put this little bad boy together and we will do it ourselves. And that's exactly what we did, little boo-boos. So I hope you guys try out one of these little bad boys yourselves. And if you guys do, I mean, you don't have to go this elaborate. You could go a little bit, you know, easier on the stuff, or you could go a little bit more elaborate and outdo me, boo-boo, because that's what it's all about, you know. Let your creative juices flow. So anyway, I hope this inspired you guys to make one of your own for one of your children, your grandchildren, or even just for yourself. If you just want it for, I don't know, on your desk, something, or even a decoration. How cute is this, you know? Adults get Valentine cards too, right? I mean, I know I do still, but anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. You need to subscribe, guys, because, you know, this is the way that inspires me to continue making more videos for you guys. So don't forget to subscribe and tell a friend, because your friends also need to know how fabulous these videos are. And don't forget to share the video. Share it on your Facebook, share it on your Instagram. Just share it, guys. Tell the world how to make one of these, because they need to make one for their children or for themselves or whatever it is. But anyway, like I said, guys, don't forget to like and share. And until next time, my little crafty monsters, goodbye.